I was going to write exactly what happened during the last week, but I need
Okay.
more info. I need more info from the developers. So I know they worked on several projects like the games, and they were working on a couple of the APIs for. Let's go on Trello. Have you guys? Do you guys go on Trello often or not?
Nah, I downloaded it. That's about it.
I go on every. I went on like while I was much more active about a month ago, but I've been out
Yeah,
of the country, so I haven't checked in a while.
yeah, you're real hard to get a hold of,
Yeah, just tell my my wife and you can talk about that.
Evan. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so just probably just make sure to just once in a while go to Trello, because that's pretty much where all the information's at. That would help me out a lot,
Okay,
actually.
you got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll log in. I'll log in a little bit. I'll check it out.
for sure. So I'm gonna share my screen right quick. You can go to Trello. Yeah, here you go. So this is the most recent stuff that they worked on. Can you see my screen?
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Um, trying to work on the API key. There you go. This is all product development, so I'd have to go more so and talk to developers and see exactly because I'm as confused as you sometimes when it comes to developing. Um, this is what they were working on.
Is that Snugs? I see a parachuter.
Oh, you see? Oh, nice. Oh, there he is. It was good. You were Sean.
Yo, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, nice. Okay, sick. We got four people. All right, so this time is going to work. Well, it seems like it's going to work. Um, all right, perfect. So Rashawn, I'm just showing them what you guys are like been working on. Could you kind of explain to them what like the E6 modules are and E5? Because
Well, yeah, I mean, that's in the ice box. You guys should never look in here.
yeah, yeah, it's the product. I just wanted to tell them what the developers kind of doing over the past week, so they kind of get an idea.
Well, I mean, really, what you look at is live this week and currently what's in the gun.
Well, so if we go to like the iOS app and the logo, so this week, Evan, Borzu, and I think Chris, are you gonna jump in too if you can?
Yeah, I
So
mean, whenever they set it up, just let me know and I'll jump in on that too.
yeah, for sure. Evan, when did you have when do you think we're gonna have that meetup?
I think that we're like Borzu and I have been back and forthing all week long. So I
Yeah.
think by the end of the week we're gonna present some concepts. We honestly, like you can talk this kind of stuff to death, but at this point I think it makes a lot of sense just to show some options and then iterate off of the options versus getting theoretical with it. So we're just gonna present a couple of different paths, and that kind of got Borzu and I talking on a different tangent and like I think a bigger picture tangent. And I wanted to raise it on this call so I have a little bit more clarity. But I know that there's a lot of stuff going on the development side. I know there's the hot or not. I know that there's a whole slew of insane progress that's been made, and it's impressive. But what I don't know, and I know it's very easy to say we're on the same plan we've always been on. But like I used to be able to look at SneakyHead and I could put our name on a T-shirt and write the slogan that stood for SneakyHead, and anyone who walked by it could get it. I just don't know what that is anymore, and that kind of influences what we do with logo design. It influences what we do with everything from a marketing standpoint, a communication standpoint. So I guess my question to you guys is right now, at this moment in time, if you had to walk up to someone who's 5 years old or 10 years old or 55 years old in the street and tell them exactly what Sneaky Head meant to them, what would it be?
Well, what I'm usually saying to people right now is that we make rare sneakers accessible to people at this point. Um, Obviously, we do are working on apps and stuff like that, but like for at this time, I just say that SneakyHead makes rare sneakers accessible to people.
Okay, but accessible is, for me, a very ambiguous word.
Yeah.
Is it the personal shopper that it used to be? Is it the concierge type of thing? Is it a self-serve model? Is it a B2B model that empowers other technologies? Because to me, it feels like it's all of those things.
It is all those things.
But that's not good.
Yeah.
No, but I look at it like this. I think that's actually probably a perfect way to explain it. I would have said we provide access to information, right? So I think what we got to be careful of is kind of trying to deliver a product, because right now, I mean, we got a product. I mean, we have technology that's constantly changing and changing and changing.
Sure,
and
it's
as
going to
Nike
keep
keeps
changing.
changing, it may be harder for us to kind of deliver on a promise of a product. So I think as long as we kind of keep it more in the whole lifestyle, we're making this more of a portal, we're making it more about information, the Hot or Not app, like we're doing all that stuff, and it is ambiguous, we won't set ourselves up for failure, right? So like all those add to cart services out there, all these guys out there that are charging whatever the hell they're charging, they're all trying to deliver a product. They were very successful for a very long time. Now they're all starting to fail, and as they fail, you're going to see all of them start disappearing. So I'd like to stay away from that if possible.
And so where we chime in on that is that that's people like Robert. Like Robert runs around frantic all week long trying to figure out how to keep up with the local services. And the irony is that the service that he uses, the service he uses from us, the service that he uses from us, right? He actually pays. So DeMonte gets proxies from us. We have 2 million of those, and Robert just uses our API to cook on shoes and let them figure out what the next traction is. I mean, we have to ultimately do it anyway, but we don't have to concern ourselves with that. So think of that Mario's flow from way back.
Yeah.
That's just never changed. The only thing that's changed is that Machine Gun Funk is now handled from somebody else, and that's exactly what Evan predicted.
Okay. All right. So, but all right. Back up for a second, because the flow of any user hasn't changed. And sorry, Snugs. No users. There are no users. The flow of anyone who's going on this journey hasn't changed, but the way we offer our services has. And it seems like we're no longer a consumer-facing proposition. We're really like, there would be no reason for a consumer, as in a guy on the street who wants to buy a pair of J's next weekend, to be using us, because we're powering data, we're powering ACC services, we're powering proxies, we're essentially the sneaker middleware.
But not
only that.
All right, but I look at it like this, but not necessarily, because we still have the ability to fulfill those orders if they want to. So that kid who wants a pair of J's that comes out next Saturday, we can still very much give him access to that. Now, the problem with a lot of this is, and just like I said before, a lot of these add-to-cart guys, they're starting to fail. And as you saw in the last Easy release, we were at, 30%, maybe 40%? So I don't think we want to get to a place where we're selling ourselves specifically on doing one thing, if that one thing is a moving target.
Yeah,
but we can still provide access.
I get it.
So can I ask, what are we? Sorry, I came in late, guys. So how are we making money?
Oh, can I answer that question? Awesome. So the way that we're making money right now is we have developers that started off interning for us and writing code for us. That includes Noel, Robert, DeMonte, and Lizzie. And what they've done while we've been trying to figure out, well, how do we make money, they took the reins in their own fucking hands, and they all make $50 an hour right now. Facts. And what they do is they go find projects where they can help people build a website. Hey, Sneaker Shouts, instead of you spending 4 hours pasting in fucking links from Nike, why don't we just write a system that automates going to scrape Nike's site, grab the title and grab the price, and stick it on Sneaker Shouts. Like, that's a bot. And that's stuff that Ivan, DJ Dells, all these people are willing to pay for. So that's how we're making money, and that's how I'm making money. I'm just being real.
Okay, so what are we doing with SneakyHead?
Well, you know, SneakyHead's no different than what they did. They came up with their own idea. So the one thing that I challenge every person on this call to do is to not ask, what are we doing, and start providing what we should do. Because that's what it's ironic. It blows my mind that interns do that, and they're making $50 an hour, all of them now.
I know what I want to do, and I would not be happy making $50 an hour. but
What'd you say?
I like Plan A. I like we sell direct to the customer to remove the margin. I like we have our links so we can make money on the links. I like that we have our own site and brand so we make money off all that traffic. I like what I consider still Plan A.
Well, what about this though, Borzu? So Sneaker Shouts is willing to, if we help them out and keep helping them with their system, they make 6 points off of every shoe sale via Sneaker Shouts on Nike. We're directly affecting their cash register right now. Like Ivan already told me straight up. He's like, the work that the devs did, that's starting to increase my cash register by points now. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, because then we can start talking about getting them points over on our end, and that's residuals. I prefer that.
You know, I love recurring revenue more than anything. I still feel like that's leaving some margin on the table, but if we're going to do that for everyone, like, I feel like we're still speaking in hypotheticals. Like, how much money are we talking about?
Well, Ivan makes about $6,000 a week.
I mean, is he going to split that with us?
He's willing to give us points. I mean, Robert, for every shoe that he cooks on, he's willing to give us 20% of whatever his entire income is. My mentor was like, you better jump on that fucking contract because not too many people are going to give you 20% of their revenue.
So when are we going from willing to like actually going to do it?
Well, we've been talking to lawyers for the past 2 weeks and have a contract that's being drawn up as we speak. I already paid the lawyer freaking $600.
Is there anything in the contract that prohibits us from doing it as well? Like, do we have a non-compete that we can't sell direct to the consumers?
Nope.
See, I mean, for me, and listen, I mean, I know we talked about this before, and we keep kind of going round and round and round and round with this, and I'm going to go right back to where I was in the beginning. I just don't think there's enough volume to make – there's not enough volume in the direct-to-consumer game. There just isn't. And then we just don't have the infrastructure for that. So, I mean, at some point –
I agree.
We're going to all have to get realistic about what we're actually doing here. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say you have 100 customers, right? We got 100 customers every single week or every other week that want to pick up sneakers. Even if we're selling them even if we're selling them at a 10% clip, we're not going to make enough money to maintain our infrastructure. We're just not. So we're not. To me, it's all about advertising dollars. Now, I had a conversation with this guy, Jamie, which me and Rashawn were on a conference call today. He's hooked up with Kicks on Fire. Kicks on Fire isn't even really like a big, huge blog. They're just like a regular middle-of-the-road blog that's out there. That guy right now, from an advertising standpoint, he's billing out $100,000 a month in advertising dollars. He makes people sign up for a 6-month contract. He's making $100,000 a month in straight ad dollars. That's it. And it's not even a very good website. So I'm like, shit. If that kind of money's out there, if we're going to take this idea, and just like I said, I want to get away from trying to commit to a product or trying to commit to an experience, because if we can't deliver on it, that's where we get killed. Now, if we make this more of a lifestyle thing, we make this more about access to information, we load everything into, whether it's a portal, it's a blog, it's an app, whatever it is, and we start driving people to it, the ad dollars will come behind it. That's the way I look at it.
So, Chris, to your point, if we become, and I've always thought, and Snugs knows better than anyone the way I feel about this, I've always thought if we can become campless with empathy, with an actual angle about how to improve your chances and make it more of like a one-stop shop for culture and information on how to get the sneakers that you want to buy, with real good data behind it, like your odds of copying this shoe is 33% on sneakers and it's 1% on Nike.com, whatever it is. I think that is extremely powerful, and that will generate clicks. That's a lot of link bait, and that way you can just easily buy a programmatic ad serving and make a shit ton of money on, and it's consistent. Like that'll never get old.
Yeah,
absolutely. I agree 100%, and then some. somewhere bundled in the middle there is the actual SneakyHead bot. So in the middle there is the bot. Now we can control requests. We can take all the requests from the portal. We can take the requests from the website. We can take requests from Slack. So again, what we're doing is exactly what you're saying. So it's more of a do everything kind of thing. Ultimately, getting access to the sneakers is the most important thing. But we're not going to limit ourselves to strictly saying, hey, if you want Jordans next week, we'll get them for you. Like,
I agree with you 1,000%. I think the bot thing that Robert has is, I think it's fully automated. I don't think we have to do legwork on the back end. I think it'll scale for as many people as will use it. And so one of the things, first of all, I agree with you 100% about advertising revenue. 100% I think we should do everything, right? But I think a great way to start generating traffic to this blog or lifestyle or everything else we're doing is to release the end-to-consumer thing. Originally, exactly what the original plan was. The bot is free, the Chrome extension is free, right? And what I liked as the premium service was just $5 a month, and you can use it as much as you want. But it's not enough money that anyone's going to care about. And if you get, 1,000 people on that, which is not a crazy number of sneakerheads, that's $50,000 a month recurring revenue.
See, the only problem with that is just like I said. I mean, you basically see here the problem with sneakerheads, quote unquote, is they're a bunch of cheap, fickle bastards. They really are, right? So
I mean, there's a pretty big market that says otherwise.
Trust me when I tell you, like a true sneakerhead, a true guy who's on Nike Talk, he does blogs, he does all that shit. He's a cheap bastard. He's cheap as shit. There's no way in hell he's gonna pay $5 a month recurring. Now I'll tell you who will pay $5 a month. Who'll pay $5 a month is that kid who's sitting in Omaha, who doesn't have a goddamn Nike Town or a Foot Locker. He's the only way he can get sneakers is online. That's the only way.
Yeah.
That kid will pay. So how do you get to him?
I still like your plan. I just think we do it all. I think that was always the plan.
Well, I think
the technology, it's built. I don't see why we wouldn't try to sell it.
I just think that the difference is that everything we do from a bot standpoint should be done in service of getting information and data to make a destination compelling for like a lifestyle advertising model.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
I think right now, just like honestly, when I saw you all saw the video of Robert inside of sneakers, just fucking with the app and looking at how many requests turn back an immediate checkout versus how many just put a bogus place in line. That's the first time anyone has seen that kind of information. If you publish that tomorrow and you did it on Twitter, Nike Talk, and had a destination with a blog with a couple of ad banners, I guarantee you're getting 20,000 people to that page in one day. I guarantee it. So that's the kind of stuff we need to do. I think we need to do. Like, yes, the bot is cool and good, but it should be more of a playground or a sandbox for us to get real information that other people don't have.
And to be honest with you, what I like more, even like, let's just be real. As far as infrastructure goes, Chris, you mentioned that. I think Chris means infrastructure as far as our pockets, because we have, we can keep the servers and all of that stuff running for the next year. I think we have 18 months left in as far as keeping everything running.
Well, no. When I say infrastructure, what I mean is, again, if you're talking about a direct-to-consumer platform, we don't have the infrastructure to support that. So let's just say you get 1,000 people a month that have requests for sneakers, right? And let's just say we're filling an order of 1,000 requests every month. The infrastructure that it's gonna take to maintain, track all those orders, make sure those orders are shipped, like making sure the consumer gets what we say we're gonna deliver. We don't have the infrastructure to support that.
Hey, when I say quick requests, I never like that plan. I'm talking about new releases, and that bot is completely automated. There's no
I don't like previous. The only thing I like about people who kick requests that have come out already, like I said, if you look at Trello, it says is if you request a kick that already came out, the only thing that we care about is getting your email, your size, and what you're looking for. If we just so happen to satisfy that request, consider yourself lucky.
Yeah. Like I said, I like Evan's idea. I think providing access to information should be the key. I think we need to get away from the probability of success.
Right.
I think that giving people access to a bot is important, but I don't want to give people the hope that we're going to guarantee them a pair of sneakers. You know what I'm saying?
No, we give them the illusion of hope through information.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, no, we're honest about it. We're like, we're gonna move you up like 20 places in line. Maybe that'll help you. Maybe it won't.
Why don't
Yeah,
why don't we just let people who are in the Slack channel, like I'm telling you guys, like with AirPair, the company I work with, they got 2,000 people in their Slack channel. They've formed it into a quote unquote community, but there's a founders channel, and all they do is link up Hangouts all day long and then charge people's PayPal before they get on a Hangout so they can pass along information. Because it is about information. Like we have insider information now. If this is the stock market, like we have information on how Campless is about to go down. How do we know this? Because I sat and talked to Ivan for an hour because him and eBay are setting up this new deal that they have with Sneaker Shouts, and eBay is about to start doing what Campless does. They're like, why the fuck is Campless scraping us and doing this model? We're just going to do what Campless did. Nobody in the industry knows that. Chris probably does, but nobody in the industry freaking knows that. Because Ivan told me, he was like, keep that here in Slack. So even the perception of our Slack channel is already providing value.
I mean, I think we should just pick a direction and start going, and start like really making progress on it.
Well, what's the very next thing that we can do? I mean, we're making money. That's cool. People who are on the team are making money.
I mean, if we want to do the lifestyle, let's get the site up. Let's get our.
Yeah, I think we need to have a. I think well, first of all, we need to have a logo. Number one, the logo's got to get done because
We're working on that. Me and Evan and.
No, but to be fair, Chris, the logo changes and the mission statement kind of SneakyHead changes a little bit as far as what you want the logo to be if we're now going this information-driven route.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. So I would look at it like this, right? And I think Rashawn said it best. I think we shouldn't overthink it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, sometimes simple is best. I think at this point right now, we just need to get something out there that looks good, it looks marketable. I think something that probably forces people to ask more questions probably works better than something that is a logo that explains exactly who we are. I think the more ambiguous we are, the better we are. At this point.
And to be honest with you, I mean, this might sound a little awkward to you all, but I mean, I could care less about any of that. What I care less about is nurturing, what I care the most about is nurturing the people who are already in the Slack channel like it is a true community. Like, let's be real, guys. If I would have told you a year ago, we're not going to have a website, nothing up to distribute to the public, and Sneaker Shout and DJ Dells are going to be on it like white on rice, would you have believed me?
Yeah, but we're kind of past that now, right? So I mean, we're at the point right now where you have something that is somewhat marketable, to your point, right? So you got Dells, you got a couple guys that are kind of interested in it, and it's getting to a point where you need to start making it more granular. So I'm sorry, it needs to be more concrete. Like we have this very ambiguous thing that's kind of out in the sky. You need a product that if it's ever going to go anywhere, it needs to be way more concrete. So we need a website. We need, something that people can see, touch, and feel. You can't really kind of market and go into meetings and say, well, DJ Dells is on our Slack channel. Like, that's only going to go but so far.
Well, let's be clear. Why do we have to, remember, don't overthink it. Why do we even have to go into marketing meetings? Why can't we take these two people who cumulatively have 375,000 people that follow them and see where we can make their pockets get fatter while we eat off of them too?
Because they're not in a position to be able to leverage us. So basically all the work that we would be doing is making them more profitable, not establishing SneakyHead as his own thing.
Yeah, we're just losing margin and not building a brand.
Exactly. So we're at a point right now where we need to we either need, to Evan's earlier point, we're either going to be fueling other people and making them bigger, so we're kind of operating behind the scenes, and we're there strictly to make those brands bigger, which is fine if that's what we want to do, or we need to figure out a way to get SneakyHead in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's like, and maybe what we do is we white label ourselves intentionally to build up enough kind of credibility behind the scenes, and then take all this shit and put it out there in front of the world. I mean, there's two ways to slice this. I don't know what you're more comfortable with, but we have to get like actual contracts with these people. We have to get like full working arrangements with these people. There has to be a revenue stream behind the scenes if we're going to do that.
We could even not white label it. If you want to just do back end, we could tell people that as part of the deal, you have to say powered by SneakyHead.
Yep.
And see, and that's exactly what we talked about the other day, right? So I mean, we're at the point now, like when I'm talking to people, Dells adds credibility. Sneaker Shouts adds credibility, but it only adds credibility to get them to listen to what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm trying to get their business and I'm trying to power their business, then that's one thing. But I don't think we should do that because that's just going to limit us way too much. We can create our own lane all together, create our own portal, we can become DJ Dells. So we can have DJ Dells out there saying, yo, if you guys want sneakers, if you guys really want to know about Lifebuoy brand, you got to check out SneakyHead. These guys really know their shit, as opposed to we're making Dells more efficient. You know what I'm saying? Like we're at a point right now, we're at a crossroads.
Because that was just the fastest way to get money. I'm just being realistic about that.
Well, hey, I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying maybe we start our own fucking podcast and shit too.
Yeah, especially with the information that we already have. I mean, like, I'm definitely with that. We definitely be Dells. Why can't like SneakyHead be Kicks on Fire or like bigger than that?
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Exactly, and that's exactly where I'm going. And just like I said, so for a guy like Adele, he doesn't have the infrastructure to be able to do that. He doesn't have that. Sneaker Shouts, yeah, they do it, but we want to do it in a different kind of way. And we're not prohibiting them from getting money. They're not prohibiting us from getting money. We're kind of operating independent of each other, but we can help each other.
Right.
So Dells, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're throwing Dells a pair of Yeezys. We're helping him get his releases. So when he's doing his reviews on YouTube, he's going to mention us often. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got this is all possible because of SneakyHead. I got this sneaker because of SneakyHead. And then people start locking in, what the hell is SneakyHead?
And also, just to kind of like, have you guys seen when you follow like fitness shit, they all fucking like keep tagging each other and share each other's pictures and shit?
Yeah.
Like that community, it's a rising tide raises all ships type deal.
That's that new wave, Borzu. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying. We can work. We don't have to like, we can eat both ways. We don't have to fight these people. We can work with them, but we should still be building our brand as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I see. So the one thing we're missing is building our brand. So Chris, you're not saying don't bring more people in like Dells and Sneaker Shouts, but just make sure we establish ourselves as well while we're helping their shit rise.
You asked a very awkward question on this morning's conference call, and I assumed that you knew that's where I was going because that's really what this is about. So like this morning's conference call, so we're on a conference call this morning with a guy who basically owns Soul Exchange. And Soul Exchange, by the way, which he never got a chance to say, Soul Exchange just sold part of their company to Steiner Sports. Steiner Sports owns Packers. They own a whole bunch of different brands. And you basically just blew this guy off this morning, which was pretty funny, but whatever. So that whole call this morning was about us establishing our own brand and our own lane. Like, I got no problem helping Soul Exchange and helping these people and helping them people. But we got to get to a point where I want people to be asking, who the hell SneakyHead? Like, what do you guys do? Who are you? How can we work together? That was the purpose of this morning's call. That's why we were on that call this morning.
Okay, so that is you just solved like the $25,000 question, which is what makes us different than everyone else in this space, and we're giving you not just the fact that the shoe is drop, because everyone can tell you, oh, we got the inside scoop that the shoe is dropping on this day in this colorway. But that's bullshit. That's just the same shit everyone retweets 50 times a day, and you see the same pictures cut 80 different ways. What we're doing is, yeah, this is the shoe that's dropping, that's great, but here's how you're going to be able to get it based on all this other shit. And that's the stuff that you can't get anywhere else. And that has to be our competitive advantage, that we just have the information as to how to get the best chance to get these shoes.
Absolutely.
Right? Is that fair?
I agree 100%. Plus, the other thing that's good about us is that we're small and nimble, and we can move fast. So most of these add-to-cart sites, it's one guy, it's two guys, maybe it's three at most. So those guys aren't able to kind of have an Adidas bot built overnight. They're not able to add an extension to this. If Nike makes a change, the one thing that Nike Destroyer has that makes him valuable is that every single time the market moves, he's fast enough to move before everybody else.
Yeah.
So he's constantly ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And we're kind of almost in that same lane where we're not just saying, hey, I'm going to give you your probability of Nike.com success is high. I'm going to tell you about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do a Foot Locker buy. We can do a million different bots. It's more about providing access to information than it is guaranteeing your shoe.
See, but where Soul Martyr is different than us is that he's kind of like the assassin that can just show that he beat the system, and he'll show you the email list of 50,000 pairs raffled off and he's beating sneakers, whereas we're going to be Robin Hood and give the information back to the people as to what they can do to get their best chance and make it purchase next time.
And once we get to a space where we start establishing ourselves, that's exactly how we market ourselves. So we're going to market ourselves as the anti-resellers. right?
Right.
So I mean, we have so much knowledge, so many people that can kind of help, both from a sneaker knowledge standpoint, from a technology standpoint, from all this other bullshit. But we're not trying to sell any of that. So that's why, you know, I go back to the $5 a month thing. We're gonna get away from that. Like I don't want your money. I want you to be happy with your sneakers, and I want you to be able to come to my destination and get as much information about the sneakers that you want. And guess what? I'm not going to charge you shit for it. Propecia and Smartwater, I'm going to bang them out for $50,000 a month if they want to put a banner on my site. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Exactly.
If Apple, if PNC wants to put a goddamn logo on the website, I'm going to bang them out for $75,000 a month. But you, I'm going to let you check my site out, check out my bot, all my shit for free.
I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but there's no reason we can't do it all. There's no reason we can't make money sending out links too. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason we can't do it all.
So then why don't we look at the people who we have in our group already, Borza. Let's tickle that idea. Sneaker South is already doing that successfully. Maybe we have a core competency, and then we have other trickles. So like my mother, she always says, have 5 streams of income, or you're kidding yourself, because only 3 of them typically work at any given time. So, and 2 of them out of the 5 will be 80% of your revenue, and the other 3 will be 20% of your revenue. But you wouldn't give away the other 20, those 3. So we can make a little off of Sneaker Shouts, and that's your link clickage and all of that stuff. Because you know, if we were to go and try to make that our 80% of our revenue, we'd be in direct competition with them. But say if they're making say if they're making 6 points. Well, I mean that's what we do already. Like so, for instance. You know, Ivan's like, hey, well, you know, if any clicks that you get through to my site, and you help me get those, and hell, I'll give you a point or 2. It's like, shit, I'll take a point or 2 for that, for sure. Why not? I don't have to take 4 points, because then that would be direct competition with him.
Like I said, man, I like the Robin Hood idea. I think the Robin Hood, that idea it works. Like it works because it separates ourselves from the market.
Yeah, so why can't we all pair up with each other and each take one of these ideas and take it? Because I'll be real with you guys and be quite honest with you. I don't have the capacity and don't want to put my fingers in anything that you guys do, because you know, after this past year, I look back and I'm like, wow, if we really step back and look at it from a 60,000-foot view. So Kenya said really important the last time we got up. He was like, you know, we did every single thing we said we were going to do over the past year. Remember when you said that to Kenya?
Yeah.
So to your point, Chris, we're at a turning point here, and to be honest with you guys, like, I just need to be focusing on making sure the dev team does things right.
Yeah,
like,
no, you're right. You're right.
As you can see, you don't want me doing things like making marketing decisions or even fucking talking to people, to be honest with you, because
I learned that today the hard way.
So I think this Robin Hood, this, you know, the shoebox toolbox for all your needs, like, kind of thing. I really like that, and I like it because if you look at all the partners that you've got on board already, like, stress test a little bit. We're the Robin Hood for your sneaker purchase. Don't believe us? Believe DJ Dells. He'll tell you.
Hey, by the way, I'm going on record that I dropped the Robin Hood thing first.
You did? When did you say that?
That's true.
Yeah, a while ago.
Fuck.
He did say that a long time ago. I'll give him that.
I like that. I like that, man. I mean, some of these add-to-cart guys, they're charging, you know, $500 a release, $500 a month. I mean, listen, I don't want your money, dude. I just want you to get your sneakers. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? I'll give it to you for free. Shit. Who wouldn't come onto our website once a week, once every couple days, when we're providing a service and we're not banging you in the head for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't they want to do that?
Yeah.
Hey,
let's happen, because, like, when people I deal with or the kids I deal with, like, they're not full-blown sneakerheads, like the cheap motherfuckers like Chris was talking about, because he's right. But, like, I'm dealing with, like, those kids, like, kids between 14 and 20 who still have money, but they want the J's, those Marvin the Martians, or, like, they want what's coming out. So they're sneakerheads, but they're not really. And they are the ones that want apps. They want something they can go on their phone and find information. And we can tap that market that we need to tap. Not like the full-blown sneakerhead bought like 5 stacks, like for nothing.
What'd you say?
We're
Remember
losing him.
the kid mom that you sold those Pantos to?
Yeah, yeah.
That's our market right there. That 13-year-old kid that wants shoes and wants the information. Those are the clicks that we need to get.
No, I told you who our customer is, and the reason why I put them in Slack originally is Mario and Josh. Those are our customers. Those are two guys that probably make. Well, I know how much money they make. They make 90 grand a year. You know what I'm saying? They love sneakers. They'll go out there and buy sneakers. They're prepared to overpay for sneakers if they have to, but they don't want to. But they're just too fucking lazy to go out there and try to get information and make calls. They just don't want to do that shit. Those are our customers. That's them. That's the people that we're fucking chasing. Like,
Hey, let me tell you something. I'm that guy too, but that all trickles down.
Yeah,
That
I'm that
trickles
guy.
down
I'm
from
that
the
guy too, and
enthusiasts.
that's yeah.
Yeah, but the difference between you all is, to your point, like what Chris was mentioning, man, is that I learned at this past sneaker con, and Sakenya, you were there, and remember when Sakenya, we were walking around, and I'm like, these sneakerheads aren't our target audience at all.
Exactly.
Okay, and Chris was the first person to say that in his fucking in his deep ass closet of God, so wherever he was, I know Chris was behind like sneaker number 2000, and he was like, "Look, you see all these sneakers? I don't need SneakyHead. I have enough information that I can get them for myself and even help other people get them. So I'm not your target market." That was when I understood that sneakerheads are not what SneakyHead is for. SneakyHead is for those people who will come out a handful of times during the year for a GR and will pay 3 times the amount of money for them.
I told you, SneakyHead is for that kid in fucking Iowa who loves sneakers but has no real access, doesn't know where to start. That's your customer. Or it's for that professional guy who's got the money but just doesn't have the time or the resources to be camping in the fucking street and sleeping and going on blocks. He just doesn't have that time. He just doesn't. So he'll overpay for it. I'll pay $300 for a pair of fucking $200 sneakers and not have to go through all this bullshit. That's our customer. That's the guy.
Real talk. When we went to sneaker con, sneakerheads really aren't at sneaker con. Think about all those little kids that we saw at the sneaker con, boy. How many like 10 kids in Vienna were at sneaker con in DC?
Well, I mean,
parents?
Even you remember that mom that fucking Snug showed the shoes to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean they'll find it though. That kid is gonna find SneakyHead and tell his mom, fucking go to this website and get that shit for me.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So what's the next thing we do, guys?
Website, man. We need something tangible. We got to start having a tangible product.
Guys, what happens now, and this is kind of like the art and science piece of things, is that all the information that we're getting from everything we're getting from the developers, all the information needs to be transformed into editorial. It needs to be transformed into content that we can actually put out there and start getting people like to believe in the brand and behind what we're saying. And if like our North Star has to be for everything that we say, are we adding to people's chances of getting a pair of sneakers the next time around? And that's our criteria.
Yeah, I agree, and that's exactly what I said last time for the Yeezy release. We need to be we need to be somehow capturing all this information, all the data, so all the requests that we got, what our success rate. We need to be capturing all that and start putting that in in dialogue. I mean, putting that down in written form so that we can put that out there. Because you're absolutely right. That's where we're at.
Well, that's what Trello's for one, and that's the best way that's the source of truth, fellas. And like even you, Chris, like you mentioned that whole, well, how many successes or how many times do people actually get a checkout link from sneakers, and how many times do we get a Fugazi place in line? And we've already started that. And by the way, that's going to be done tomorrow, Chris. So to your point, yes.
I don't think it's Trello, man, because this is how I kind of operate with my team, and it's a trigger comes in from wherever the trigger is. For us, it's kind of social listening data. For this team, it's going to be from a developer figuring something out, and it needs to be real time. It needs to go into a category called data to be translated into human, and then one of us needs to make it human, and then that gets published. It has to be that. It has to be live.
So
yeah, I agree.
Snugs, what is our capacity to tell the dev team to do stuff?
You just go in the dev channel and say what you need done,
Like we can do
and,
that. Okay.
and then get out of there as soon as possible, as you learned, Borzu.
All right, but that's cool. If we get in there and we say, hey, we need this done, we want to get a site up, we can do that.
Man, the reason why they're making freaking $50 an hour is because they were twiddling their thumbs. They're like, I don't, what do we build? Well, fuck, let's go out.
I'm just making sure that we have that authority before I fucking get in there.
Well, let's be clear. Everyone who's on this call is a founder, and the devs realize that there is that pure line of separation. It's distinct.
Appreciate it. All right, just making sure.
And anybody that has that has the ability and authority to go in there and say, hey, what do we think about this? Because the irony is that's what DJ Dells has been doing. That's what Sneaker Shouts has been doing. Like, you guys think that Slack has a lot of information. There's about 20 private groups that are in Slack that you guys don't even know about. So there's a Sneaker Shouts private group. There is a Sneaker Addict private group. There's even a group for this project called the Yams that all of the developers are on for here at the project that I contract out on. And somebody had, hey, we need some development work, and we just put the whole freaking team of developers on it. So people are asking.
Let's get a team of developers to start cracking that goddamn website. Just like I said, I mean, we're at the point. My value to the group right now is really just kind of getting the word out. So I'll continue to kind of keep going out, leveraging my contacts to say, you know what, check this out, SneakyHead, 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 SneakyHead. But I at some point I need a tangible product, and I'm at that point.
Hang on, let me ask you a question. For our immediate purposes, the website is just a blog, right?
I'd say for right now, I think for right now, it's probably a blog with some kind of integration of the bot, right? So the bot is somewhere mentioned in there. It's not the focal point of the site.
All right. Hey, Evan, I hate to volunteer you for this, but you want me, you, and Robert to take this?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think the first post needs to come out with a bang. It needs to be a good one, and I think it's got to be like the top 5 tools to cop your next pair of shoes, something almost generic like that. And every single one of the solutions is a SneakyHead solution, whether it's labeled SneakyHead or not. It doesn't matter.
Get fucking everyone else send it out.
Well,
right.
Here's this, and be real, guys. Do a damn design sprint, and I'm begging you to do it, and I'll tell you why. I think it's ironic that it takes us internally 2 months to do a design sprint, and Sneaker Shouts and even DJ Dells gets one done in less than a fucking week. That blows my mind, actually.
Hey, Cage, are you on here?
Yeah.
All right, how about the 4 of us make a goal, end of the month, the site is up. Is that aggressive? Is that too aggressive?
Me? Too aggressive?
Yeah, definitely.
2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks, yeah.
All right, and also from
I'm asking.
I think we should just give ourselves a bigger window though, because developers are still working on some other stuff, so we don't want to overwork them too, right?
All right. All right,
to your point,
we'll pair offline on it.
To your point, Borzu, I'm the same way, man. When do we start generating the ideas that make money? Because as of last month, Jonathan, what was our expenses last month?
We were over like a good. I think we were almost like 4 Gs. Still have some receipts that I need from you, Snug. So.
Well, what is it up to right now, minus those receipts?
I'd say I don't have the exact number, but I'd say we're like a good 4,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
hey, I'm not looking for dividends. I'm just trying to get the ball rolling.
Right. No, I understand that. I'm just trying to let you know I'm looking to get the ball rolling fast too, because we're burning through cash, and that's okay, and we're good for the next 18 months. But let's get this ball rolling, because the shit's serious now. Like we got bills that we're paying. Actually.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I feel like the longer we wait, the more opportunity passes.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the market keeps changing, technology keeps changing. You know, just like I said a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's gonna be time to shit to get off the pot. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if we just want to be the guys that just power other people, that's fine. But if we want to put out a tangible product, now's the time.
Well, and if you look on Slack, Robert already nailed the Twilio fucking exchange shit.
Really?
To get the raffle.
God damn, that guy's a beast. Glad he's on our team.
I know, we got to get that info out there.
Yeah, it's like if I were to write an article right now today, like this moment, I would say why the Sneakers app is the only game in town for copying on Nike. And that
Yeah,
would
and the next article would be how SneakyHead already hacked that, and then the next one would be how fucking the raffle game is going to change the game, and then the next one would be how SneakyHead fucking hacked that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like an input and output, and the answer is always going to be us.
Yeah.
Yep.
You hear that, Chris? I like that.
Now again, I'm with it, and just like I said, I mean, we're gonna end up in a place where we're providing access to information. So I want to keep saying that. I want to keep stressing that. As long as we keep stressing that, we can actually have the blogs pumping us. We can have the Dells pumping us, the sneaker blogs, the sneaker shouts. Everybody can be pumping us because we're in a whole different lane. Different lane.
We all know people too. We all have connections. If we have nothing for me to push right now.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Do you guys know what an amazing source of our content is going to wind up being? If you go into a Nike Talk forum like a day or two or even the week before a release comes out, like the Yeezys or a Jordan, and look at the guys that have like a join date of that day, and it's their first post, look at the questions that they ask. How do I set up a restock monitor? How do I use the sneakers app? What if I'm on Android? All of these basic noob questions are the kinds of questions that the quote-unquote SneakyHead users are going to want the answers to.
Yeah, and the other thing that I mentioned before was a glossary of terms.
Yeah.
I had no idea what a fucking player edition was. I swear to God, I had no idea.
Really? Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. Nah, I listen. I agree.
I'm the customer.
I agree. I mean, it's one of those things that kind of. It's one of those things that's necessary, right? So, I mean, most people don't know what quick strikes are and GRs and GS and what's this and what's that.
Yeah, I bet you people search for that shit all the time. And if you have the glossary, that shit's going to come up high on Google.
Yeah, that is true.
Which also begs the next part of the question, which is then we have to set up AdWords and SEO on Google, and we have to do a bit of optimization on that too. Oh, I know it's very easy, but that's part of the plan.
We just got to get the ball rolling.
So to get the ball rolling is this: how does one be accountable? So
Dude, I
like to take the last couple of minutes and let everybody go around and say what they can be accountable for between now and the next time we meet up. Like straight up.
Meeting up.
Next Wednesday?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. We should
logos for you guys.
We should probably talk about that. So does Monday night work better for you guys, or do we want to keep it in the middle of the week?
I think this Wednesday is working just fine. We got 7 people on this call, or 8 people. No, I mean 6 people. So that's better than like the last 3 we had. Yeah, ever. There you go. Yeah.
All right. Because, I mean, I think whatever time we plan it for, it should just stay consistent. So whether it's Monday, because that Sunday shit just didn't work for me at all. You know what I'm saying? At all.
Yeah.
8 o'clock works. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with dinner. Like, I'm chilling. So, you know, whether we do it on a Monday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, don't really matter to me. But I think whatever day we pick, let's just keep it consistent. So everybody agree, Wednesday, 8 o'clock, that works?
I'm fine with that. I'm good.
You pick any hour out of the 24, 7 days a week, and I'm there. That's just all I freaking do. So,
all right.
Think about.
So Wednesdays at 8 it is. Right.
Yep. Perfect.
So now, what are we committing to? Doing what by next Wednesday?
Well, each one of us individually. Like, what's our most important action for the week? Each one of us, and we should all go around and say what that's going to be. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm gonna do a pair with Borzu, and I'm gonna say we're gonna have the logo and 5 story topics that we can agree on for next week.
Yeah, I'm in.
Perfect.
For me, I definitely want to take a look at that logo before it's done.
Oh,
and
yeah.
by next week.
Oh no, it's not going to be finalized.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I just want to get involved in the logo process, and then
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to be involved in the logo process as well. Yeah, so yeah.
By next Wednesday, I'm going to commit to having at least 3 blogs on board with our idea. Even though we don't even have an idea, I'm going to sell them on getting on board with it. And I got 3 guys right now that they're going to eat this shit up. And we're talking about like 1 million clicks a month guys, like big websites, big sites for sneakers. Like, we don't need to work hard getting information when it comes to sneakers. I'll let these guys funnel it for us. So I'm good with that. By next Wednesday, I'm on board.
And I think the positioning for that, and then you already know the answer to this because you said it. You're the anti-resellers. But if you take a look at like Twitter and the seedy underbelly of all these guys talking in code about how they know what's getting restocked and what the inventory checks look like. We're the ones that are democratizing that for the people and giving that information back. It's not a secret club anymore. Yeah. And I think that's super powerful. And that actually makes sense from a name standpoint. SneakyHead now makes a lot more sense to me than it did before.
Yeah. And my boy G-Rock from the Shoe Game, he tried to develop something like this. So he had like almost like a Facebook community that he was starting to build, and he let it crash and burn. But I know when I call him and we have a conversation about this, he's going to be 100% in, because it's a way to kind of take his site to a next platform. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to be providing his community with access to technical data, not just leather and rubber. You know what I'm saying? And that's just going to blow everybody away.
That's right. I like the way you put that.
I have one non-related question when we're done.
Okay. Yeah. So, what about yourself, Sakini? What are you trying to be accountable for this week? Sakini?
You on mute.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, myself is just having meetings go well and getting everybody on the same page, like usual, and getting everybody on point, and make sure everything runs smoothly and we're going in the right direction. That's like the same thing for me every week.
Yeah. One thing you could do as well too, Jonathan, like still, you know, like welcome Dells and Ivan. Make sure that they have no problem communicating. Make sure that they can even do a hangout. Like I've been talking to Dells for the past 2 days, and like honestly, he's more lost than Mario in Slack right now.
Oh, yeah, Mario's into the ether.
I'm dead ass serious, man. Like he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Spin up a hangout, talk to like I don't like with all these rooms. I keep going in. Like what's going on? Like I like the energy, but I just don't know what to do or even how to talk to people.
Okay, I'll make sure to hit him up and get a hangout going with him like this week.
Because the last thing we want is for him to come in here and then bounce the hell out because he's like, that's just too much for me. I don't know what to do.
Or you can connect it with me, because I'll be honest, it took me like 4 months to figure that Slack shit out too. Like that shit was so annoying in the beginning. I had no idea what the fuck. You know me, man. I'm not a tech guy, so I'm like, there's like you guys are talking and shit, and some people are mentioning me. Like that shit was mad annoying, yo. And I kind of got it now.
And now it's reflex, though, right?
Yeah, now I kind of got it, but that shit was annoying as hell for months.
So, Chris, what did you see? How do you see what's changed from when, you know, just a natural course of growing? Like, what changed from when you said, I hate this thing to, oh, okay, I kind of get it now?
It's just fucking annoying because, it's one of those all right, so I'm one of those guys. I mean, I got ADD, right? So I'm constantly trying to be on top of it all the time. What you kind of realize somewhere in the middle is that you don't have to be on Slack all the time. Like I don't need to know every single conversation going on in every single room. I just need to know when somebody mentions me or when something's important. So I kind of jump in when I feel like jumping in, or if somebody mentions me. But in the beginning, especially if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you think that you need to know, as the devs are talking, what are they talking about? In the founder's room, oh shit, what are they talking about in that? In the general room, and then somebody else is direct messaging you, like, what the fuck? And then something else is going on over here, and you're like, oh shit, I missed this, and I'm scrolling, and it's just too much. It's too much. You're like, fuck this, man. So it's annoying. It's annoying in the beginning, and then you figure it out somewhere in the middle.
Well, as we start onboarding people, guys, I challenge you all, please, like, you know, be warm and welcome, because we're getting important people, including ourselves, to come on there and, like, reach out to them. It's not to say that I'm cautious, but I always raise my eyebrow when, like, Ivan or Dells even will say, like, yeah, such and such reached out to me, and, you know, they're kind of cool, and it's always from one of the interns. And I'm like, you know, that's cool that the interns are greeting people at the door, but, you know, you don't want President Barack Obama to come in and just say, yeah, just sit your ass over there. You want a glass of water? You know what I mean? Oh, hey, I got this great idea how we can run the country.
Yeah, I helped with the podcast. That's all I got.
So, Kenya, you didn't get a chance to go.
Oh, my phone cut out. I'm like on my way home from a back to school night. But
all right.
what I'm saying is that like I was gonna do the grassroots market research, cause like y'all got all these like big name blogs and like sneakerheads and shit. Like I got access to fucking 2,000 kids in Southeast DC that rock Jordans to school every fucking day with their uniforms. So like I'm gonna find out exactly
and phone posits.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely.
Evan had to say the phone five.
Y'all gonna shade my fucking phones. Fuck you.
Yo, I love phones too, so I'm in the same boat as you guys. Like,
But like,
oh, by the way, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna find out exactly what they want from what information they want, so they can get the shoes that they want, and then I'll bring that back so we can know exactly what that demographic, that teenage demographic that stays on their phones and they'll click through our shit like three times an hour.
All right, we're gonna call it.
Yeah, I mean, so what'd you guys learn from this conversation?
We just reached our tipping point and we pivoted.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm very happy to hear that. So many of us are on.
I'm glad. I'm very happy to have all you guys on the call. We're still missing Zach and Mario, but I mean, pretty good turnout though.
No, this is a good one, guys.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope to see you guys like every Wednesday for sure. Don't leave me hanging solo dolo.
All right. Awesome.
All
All right, guys. So we're good.
Guys.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
All right, I'm out.